We want to thank you so much for coming. My name is Jim Gray. I'm this year's campaign chair. We want to welcome you to really several things for today. We're going to kick off the campaign. We're going to celebrate the 60th anniversary of this organization and its service to the community. And we're going to pay tribute to Fred Turnich's life and his involvement with United Way. And I couldn't think of any three better things to celebrate. I want to go ahead and thank a certain number of people for being here. And our board of directors, the campaign advocates are here, volunteers, supporters. Jim Morrison is Jim here of United Way, North Carolina. I should have figured with his shirt. Welcome, Jim. And I'm going to stop there. I can thank everybody in this room, but we want to get to, as quickly as we can, to the most important thing about United Way. We'll do that in just a minute. I wanted to see if anybody would like to sing along. We're going to have the national anthem hopefully piped in. If you want to stand silent, if you want to sing along, do that as well. We now have a fourth thing to celebrate. Next year's singer is Keith. One of our favorite people from Nash Community College. So we've accomplished a fourth thing for today. I wanted to call on one of our board members, Haywood Parker, to give our invocation.
Eternal Father, we would like to thank you for bringing us together as a community as we seek ways to continue to make an impact on the quality of life in Rikkenau and the surrounding areas. We pause to say thank you for divinely protecting us through the recent earthquake, hurricane, and other storm challenges. We ask that you continue to enable us to work together in the recovery of all. We also thank you for this 60th year celebration and for all the compassion, the love, and the hard work those years represent. Give us now your guidance over our work this year, and send your spirit before us to touch the hearts of those who will make this campaign successful. It is in your name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Parker. I wanted to recognize two very important groups here before we get into the meat of the program. You know, there are a lot of important people in this room, but probably the most important are the people in the agencies that day after day deliver the service to our citizens. And they do that unselfishly and tirelessly, and we need to recognize them. I'm going to quickly go through the list of agencies. If you are representing yours, if you would raise your hand, and we'll hold the applause to the end, but we pay tribute to you today. American Red Cross, Association for Learning Disabled and Handicapped, Boys and Girls Club of Nash and Hitchcock, Boy Scouts, Christian Fellowship Home, Community in Schools, Dunbar Community Development, Hospice Foundation, Girl Scouts, Meals on Wheels, both of Tarboro and Rocky Mount, My Sister's House, Princeville Senior Citizen Center, Rocky Mount Family YMCA, Tarboro Community Outreach, Tri-County Industries, Salvation Army, the Wright Center, Tar River Mental Health Association, United Community Ministries, and volunteers offering independent care for the elderly. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, none of this is possible without donors. And we're going to talk a lot about that. But I wanted to really bring to your attention, particularly the five and actually a sixth group of people who have in recent years become the greatest participants, the greatest donors, the greatest fundraisers for this organization. And if you are with those organizations, please raise your hand. Of course, topping the list is Cummins Engine Plant. I know Gloria's here. Raise your hand, Gloria. Nash Healthcare Systems, City of Rocky Mount, Nash Rocky Mount School System, RBC, and Piedmont Natural Gas we want to recognize as well. Thank you very much. So as campaign chair, I guess I get to have a soliloquy on need and how we fill that need. I'm going to make it short. We all know that this is one of the most difficult times for our fellow citizens. That's where this whole thing begins. That's why we're here. These are our neighbors, our friends, our relatives who, because of the economy and other things, folks, they're really hurting. When you look at United Way, it gives us the opportunity to help in a way that goes way back. And there's never been a better system, in my opinion, than United Way for getting those dollars to those neighbors of ours to help. And that's what we need to focus on, and I will focus on myself. I believe it's more than an opportunity. I believe as citizens, it's an obligation that we step forward and do what we can, even though our finances may not be where we want them to be. We're all able to give something, and you have given something. And this year, I'm proud to say, there's a new way to deliver those funds. It's called a community impact, where we're going to focus every dollar that you give and you collect and you raise is going to go to a very focused list of needs of this community. And that's going to be a change, but it's an important change, and I think it will give you and the people whom you solicit the assurance that we're going to spend that money well. And that's one thing that United Way knows how to do, and that is be responsible with funds. I wanted to turn to the tribute portion of this and call on the mayor. David?
Thank you, gentlemen. I just want to thank Jim. When he came in as the president of Western College, he made a commitment to partner with the city of Rocky Mount. And when I say this, I'm also talking to his wife, Beth, over here. And he's done that. He's been here a couple of years, and he's already chairing the United Way campaign this year. So he backs up what he says, and not only is he, but the students and the faculty also are partnering with the city of Rocky Mount, doing a great job. So I want to thank Jim. Also, I just want to take a brief moment to let you know and say thank you for being patient in the last week or so during the storm. We had a lot of people that had outages and trees down, roads blocked. I want to thank you all for being patient. I see our city manager over there. He's shaking his head yes. We're going to ask you to be a little bit more patient because it's going to take us 4 to 6 weeks to clean up the damage and get the debris off the roads and out of your neighborhood. So if you are talking to any of your neighbors, please pass that along, and hopefully that'll be something that you can share with others. People do tend to get impatient. I got a call from the lady last night that wanted to know when I was going to get her bag leaves out of the front of her house. I asked her if she knew we had a storm, and she acknowledged that she did, but she still wanted to know when we were going to pick up the leaves that she had bagged. So be patient with us. I also want to thank all all of you. Most of you that are in here tonight are people out in the community that are doing a great job every day. You're not just involved in United Way. I thank Jenny for what she does and the team at the United Way, but all of you that are involved in the United Way are also involved in the community in so many other ways. You're involved in your churches, other nonprofits, and you sit on boards of a lot of these organizations, and it does make a difference in Rocky Mount. So thank you for what you're doing. It is my pleasure now to read the proclamation for this year's campaign. And it is in honor of Mayor Turnage. I think it's very appropriate. He spent his life giving to this community in so many different ways. And again, when I talk about Mayor Turnage, I'm also talking about his wife, Norma. So thank her also for what she's done. And the proclamation goes, whereas the citizens of Edgecombe and Nash counties receive great benefits from the many programs provided by its health and human service programs, and whereas the United Way Tar River region brings together businesses, government agencies, community organizations, and committed individuals in a united effort to fund health and human service programs for Edgecombe and Nash counties. And whereas United Way Tar River region has made available financial support from its annual fall giving campaign, and whereas the United Way funds raised in Edgecombe and Nash counties support programs and nonprofits for the benefit of Edgecombe and Nash County citizens and the improvement of their quality of life. Now therefore I, David W. Combs, Mayor of the City of Rocky Mount, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim the month of September, October, and November 2011 as United Way Tar River Region Annual Giving Campaign in celebration of 60 years dedicated to the late Frederick E. Turnage, and do urge all citizens to live united by supporting the United Way Tar River Region annual campaign by giving, advocating, and volunteering, and encourage all citizens to reach out a hand to one another to influence the condition of all. And I signed it, so I'm going to also present it to Jim Gray. Before I sit down, I just want to make a couple of comments about Mayor Turnage, if I might. There were a couple of times that I met with him on occasion. The first time, when I've known him most of my life, and the first time I met him after becoming a city council person, you meet with the mayor, the city manager, and the city attorney, and they're all making sure you don't get in trouble. I mean, that's what they're doing it for. So you're not doing and saying things you shouldn't say. But one of the first things he said was two things: pay your taxes on time, and two, don't get caught for speeding, and which really what he was saying is don't get in trouble, because you're going to be on the front page if you do either one of those. The second time, another time that I met with him was in his office, and I don't know if any of you ever went to Mayor Turnage's office when he was on Franklin Street, but the first thing you think about when you go in there is, how does he find anything? Am I right? And I'm sure when they moved his office to his new office, they had to find some things that they'd been looking for years, because he had a lot of stuff. I'm sure he knew where everything was. But it was when I was getting ready to run for mayor, and I was going to ask for his support. And sometimes you don't always realize that you're putting somebody in a tough situation when you do that, because he had served on the council, or had been mayor, or the other council member running for mayor. He had served with his father on the council, and so, it was a difficult situation for me to go to him and ask for his support. And so, but I knew he would, because he'd known me. His daughter, Trevor, had worked for me at one time, so I thought, sure, he'll support me. And I was disappointed, but I got my eyes open. It was a great lesson for me as somebody that was not only going to be the mayor of Rocky Mount, but as a politician in general. Sometimes the best thing to do is to not to support anybody or support both people. And that's exactly what he did. He said, David, I like you. You'll do a great job, but so will Lamont Wiggins do a great job. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay out of this, and I'm going to let the two of you run a great race, because either one of you would do a great job. And for me, it was a great learning lesson about how to be a good politician and at times step away from things. Because in most cases, what most people want when they call you up is they want somebody that will listen to them. They're not always looking for you to fix the problem right away, but they are looking for somebody that will listen to them. And so, in that day, he listened to me. I didn't get what I wanted, but it was a good learning lesson for me. The last comment I'd like to make, and this is something that when I think about Mayor Turnage, I think about a movie. And this is my wife, Catherine, who's here. Her favorite Christmas movie is called A Wonderful Life. And obviously most of you know the story. And the story is about someone named George Bailey in a little town called Bedford Falls. And in Bedford Falls, they ran the bank. And one day, he always wanted to leave Bedford Falls because he wanted to do other things. But one thing after another kept him in Bedford Falls. But one day they had a problem with the bank and some money was missing. And he was very disturbed because it affected the community. And so he was almost suicidal and had an accident in his car that knocked him out. And as most of you know, he had a guardian angel that came to him. And it showed him what Bedford Falls would be if there hadn't been a George Bailey in that community. When I think about Fred Turnage, I think about Rocky Mount and what would it be today if Fred Turnage hadn't been the mayor for 34 years. So on that note, I want to thank you. I want to thank Norma and John and Trevor for sharing Fred with the community for all these years. And I want to thank all of you for what you do in the city of Rocky Mount.
Good evening. I'm Keith Smith, United Way Board member. And of course, everyone knows Chris. And I'd like to read this dedication. United Way Tar River Region is honored to dedicate our 2011-2012 campaign and the 60th year of impacting local lives to the memory of our late mayor of Rocky Mount, Frederick E. Turnage. Mayor Turnage was a friend to United Way, our partner agencies, and a friend to all. May we always work with United Way to mirror the qualities of Mayor Turnage, a man of all people, who strive for equality, unity, and a greater quality of life for all citizens. We celebrate his life and contributions to Rocky Mount, Nash, and Edgecombe counties tonight and always.
Number of organizations, mostly nonprofits, but then of course the city of Rocky Mount City Council. He was a great role model for me and for all of our community, and I hope that each one of us will keep him in our hearts and our minds as we go about our daily lives and try to live up to the example that he set for us.
I'm going to call on Bob Boyd to come up next. Bob is the president of the United Way Board, and he will unveil something that has been done for the 60th anniversary. It's a photo collage celebrating the positive impact that United Way has had since 1952. Bob and Jim, would you unveil that?
Please take time and come up and look at this tonight. This is really interesting. There's some old photographs on it. I didn't even recognize myself in one of them. Hello again. My name is Bob Boyd. I'm president of the Tar River Region United Way. We're pleased to present today our 5th year in a row of our Snapshots of Success. Our Snapshots of Success, or as the staff likes to call it, SOS, is a traveling photo expo that features United Way donors and program recipients. And we want to thank each of those individuals and their support for the important photo exhibit. Each year this exhibit travels around to Nash, Edgecombe County, to United Way campaign sites, wherever there's a campaign site going on. It provides a visual display of what our financial support means to improving the lives of our community. It's a first-hand look at neighbors helping neighbors and being local. Want to ask Dina Guido to come up, and she's a National Community College employee and donor, and share her personal testimony.
Thank you, Bob. When I first started working as volunteering for the United Way, it was just my time. And as I spent more time donating with the United Way, I realized what a difference it made. I went into the organizations and I saw that what I did was important. And so this year, I got to volunteer with communities and schools, which is where my picture was taken this year. I had 4 8th grade girls. So they were 13 turning 14. You can imagine the drama that we had between February and May. And I wondered if it really mattered to them. You know, I showed up once a week and tried to help them with their homework. But did it make a difference to the girls? And at the end of the semester, they friended me on Facebook. So I knew I had made it with you. So my point being that the United Way, when you think about donating and donors, you think about just money. And money is important because without the money, we couldn't do the things that we do. The organizations couldn't do what they do and help our neighbors. But it's also important to give your time to see what these groups are doing on an individual basis. It's not just on the whole organization, it's the individuals that we're helping that really makes a difference. So I appreciate the opportunities that the United Way has given me, and I look forward to donating more of my time and resources and helping our neighbors. Thank you. I'd like to invite Laura Hines and Winnie Gardner to come up and share their stories.
My name is Laura Hinton Hines, and I'm the program director of the Wright Center. On behalf of the Wright Center, we would like to thank United Way for its many years of support and contributions, which allows us to provide services in the community. I'm going to now introduce one of our many shining stars, which is Winnie Gardner.
Good evening. My name is Winifred Gardner. I love the Wright Center, and if I was not able to attend the Wright Center, I would be at home alone during the day while my daughter works and my grandchildren go to school. I enjoy all the many things and activities that the Wright Center provides, and some of them are exercise, devotion, arts and craft, education, and etc. I like the field trips to various places around the city. I enjoy the fellowship with the peers and the staff. It's a cloudy day for me when I am unable to attend the Wright Center, because each day is like a breath of fresh air on a bright, sunny day. I thank the United Way for providing for the Wright Center and for their contributions, and I feel real honored to be here today.
As a token of our gratitude to each photo participant, they will receive an 8x10 copy of their portrait, as well as each United Way partner agency will receive a copy. Please take some time to walk around and view these pictures. I think they're all on the sides here. Take a look at them and read the stories there. They're very touching. Meet the participants and read about these United Way success stories. Let's give one more round of applause to the United Way success participants. Again, these photos will be traveling throughout the Twin County region for the duration of the campaign. You can follow these travels if you log on and go to the website www.unitedwaytrr.org. Oh, you didn't think I was going to get it right, did you? A very special thank you to Alan and Wilma Hennett for the photograph by Alan Hennett, and more images from Nature's Own Gallery for the framing of the pictures. attention to focus to the screen, we're going to view the 2011 campaign video. It's about 6 or 7 minutes, I believe. It's very good. At this time, I'd like to bring Rick McMahon and Darlene Powell to the podium, please. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Nash County Campaign Chair, Rick McMahon, and the Edgecombe County Campaign Chair, Darlene Powell.
Good afternoon. Just a few months ago, I retired from my previous life, and I made a very distinct and specific task not to make any plans, with one exception. And this is it. This is the United Way. For the last 36 years, I've seen firsthand the children, the 17 or 18,000 children that come into school every day, and I've seen the benefit of the work of all the volunteers and people in this room. And I don't get a chance many times to thank you, but I want to thank you on behalf of them. And the need, as has been said, is great, and it will continue to be great. And it'll need all of us to do all we can to support them. This year, I get to do something really fun. It's something new, and it's about presenting a car. And where's Neil? Neil, come up here, Neil. To upgrade our teacher recognition program, our Teacher of the Year program. When I first got the job, I went to our first teacher recognition for Teacher of the Year, and it was in the gymnasium of a middle school. And that was the last time. The next time we had it was Rose Hill, and Neil was helping us present a car to the Teacher of the Year. And he has every year since then, through some less than great times. I watched that tsunami with great interest, with more interest than normal. But Neil has stepped up again. He has helped us here with this campaign. This year, we have something new, and those donors who give at two levels, give at the care share level or the leadership level, will be entered into a drawing. And in April, we will draw from all of those people in those two funding categories, and they will drive free for a year a brand new Honda. Compliments of Davenport Arlington. It's a real privilege to work with Neil, and again, he is, I don't know how many more organizations you may be knocking on your door, but I appreciate what he continues to do for us and for United Way and for the school system.
I'm glad to do it, and we're just thrilled to be a part of this campaign this year, and hope that we can, with all of you, make it the best United Way campaign ever. Thank you.
Okay, for our final announcement of the evening, we are pleased to announce our United Way Community Fundraising Goal for the Twin County region of Edgecombe and Nash counties to raise $1.26 million. $60,000 was added to our previous goal of $1.2 million to commemorate our 60th year positively impacting lives. We encourage you and the community to assist us in attaining this goal. We challenge the community to help us raise the important funds to help advance the common good of the community. Thank you.
Those of you, I'm privileged to know many of you, those who know me know that I intend this goal to be passed in about the second week. But if we can't do it in the second week, we'll go as long as it takes to reach goal and go beyond because of the need. Now, it says in the wrap-up here that we are going to have a little toast of some cider. But I don't see, oh, there they are, okay. So if you would quickly grab a glass, and we'll have a final toast here and then go on about our business. But before I do that, I want to say a few final things. And they'll pass it as we go. This has been a lot of fun today. We've had a few surprises, as you see in the program, but it's been a fun celebration. And the goal of $1.26 million is ambitious, but it's also achievable. It really is. But we really have to keep our eyes on the prize. And the prize is that our job going forth today is to raise that money, to get it ourselves as much as we can and raise as much as we can. As I said, more and more people this year than in a long time, they're hurting. And we can do something about it. That's why we're here today. They need our help. They need your help and your help and everybody's help who we talk to about it. So when you're asking for the money, when we ask you to volunteer, when you're out there, it might be 6 o'clock in the morning and you're at a plant and you're talking to that group of people, just remember what you're up to. And that is trying to help people, not in that room, but around the entire community. We can only deliver collectively that help if we make go and go beyond. So that's why we're here today. If you would please join me, let me get a glass. Let's raise our glass to the challenge ahead, but to the work that we will do together. Have a great day. Thank you very much.